I'm glad you brought that up, because let's talk about practice for a minute. So many people get into this and they have fun with it, but they don't practice. What advice do you give to somebody who, how do you convince somebody that practice is the way to go? What would you say to someone?
It's not just practice, though. It's the feedback that she was talking about earlier. You can practice all day and not get any better if you're doing it all wrong. So the key is somebody who you trust and who cares about you to give you, that knows more about ventriloquism than you do, that can give you valid feedback. And then you have to listen and follow and respond to that and make the changes that people are suggesting.
I also say with practice too. You know how we say that the doctor has a practice? Isn't that scary? Because he's practicing on me. Well, a doctor goes through a lot of training, it's true. But when he gets into his field, he never quits practicing. And he has people, that's what makes it real. For a ventriloquist, I honestly believe that our practice is with people. If we are not doing it, we're not getting any better. And so there's lots of ways to practice. There's preparation. You got to know what you're going to do when you walk out on the stage. There's some ad-libbing, potentially, depending on your experience, poise, confidence, maturity, all those things. But every time I perform, I'm practicing. I'm practicing on a ventriloquist audience here, which is probably the hardest audience in the world because they all know my art. Every time you do any opportunity that opens, it's a practice. Preparation comes before, but you're still practicing. Last night, Terry Fader, big name, got his own show in Vegas. He was practicing on us because he prepared something new for us. Wow, he risked things when he did that. He practiced. He wanted feedback. We applauded. We laughed, and he went, "It works. I'll do it again." Ooh, didn't work. Won't do it again. I'm only thinking for him, but that's what happens to every performer, and this is a performance art. It is not something we just work on the skill in a closet or at home until we have it, or looking in a mirror and call that enough practice. It isn't. You've got to add the ingredient of an audience. I also think the busier that we get, where do I practice? I don't practice like I did when I began. I practice in my car, driving down the road, doing that voice, warming my voice up. I'm practicing. I'm looking in the rear view mirror, unfortunately. Not good in traffic times in Denver. With lip control, have I got it? What's happening? So I'm practicing, and for me personally, this is inside a ventriloquist that's showy on the stage, or want to be, but it's very difficult for me to practice something brand new in front of anybody, even him. So I like it when he goes away from the house, and there's no one in the house, and I can get in front of my mirror, my full-length mirror in the bedroom, stand here or whatever, and try things there. The lines don't flow right. I work them around again. I'm looking at myself. Sometimes I put the puppet down, walking around the house, and I'm just going over lines, but I don't like to do that in front of anybody when I'm first developing something.